Now let's turn to the latest on the big murder cases in the headlines. As we mentioned, the man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk now faces charges that could bring him the death penalty. Here in New York yesterday, a judge dropped terrorism charges against Luigi Mangione. He's accused of killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Let's talk about both of those decisions with CBS News legal analyst Caroline Polisi. Caroline, good to have you at the table. Yesterday, that news conference to me was riveting. The detail that was released. They said that they found DNA on the murder weapon. They say they have text messages, which they read in great detail, where he really does seem to confess to this crime. What stood out to you?
Yeah.
This murder, it's bigger than a crime.
Yeah, really, really strong case for the prosecution. Remember, these are still all allegations.
Yes.
This evidence will need to be authenticated. But remember, that aggravated murder charge is a capital offense. It carries with it the possibility of the death penalty. And that aggravating factor comes into play because the state is going to have to prove that this was a targeted political attack. And that's where these text messages come into play, really. Him telling his roommate / romantic partner that he did it because the hatred was just too much.
So if these are authenticated, I mean, he's level-headed, he's strategic.
Yeah.
It's clearly something he planned. It was only a week, but it was forethought. Yeah. How does that affect what the defense might say in some sort of effort to, I don't know, avoid the death penalty?
Absolutely. And by all accounts, he seems cold and calculated, but lucid. I would note that he's been declared indigent by the court, meaning he is eligible for a state-appointed attorney. The state will be paying for his defense, essentially. He doesn't have a lawyer yet, but that is something that he and his lawyers will be assessing this evidence, thinking about whether or not they want to take a straight plea, meaning they plead exactly to the indictment to forego the pain of a trial, or try to take a plea deal, trying to get the death penalty off the table. Remember Brian Kohberger, that's what happened there.
That's right.
In exchange. And so I don't know that the state would offer it, though, because people want to see,
Were you surprised they released that much information?
I was, and especially as a criminal defense attorney, the suspect and his attorney definitely will argue that it impeded upon his Fourth Amendment right to a fair trial, that it tainted the jury pool. Yeah. He won't win, but Utah is a little bit of a different jurisdiction as well. They don't have a grand jury process, so they are required to show probable
Maybe it was an
cause.
attempt to satisfy the need for people.
Exactly.
People want to know.
Luigi Mangione, the terrorism charges have been dropped against him in the New York State case. What does that mean?
Huge blow for Alvin Bragg and his team. A lot of people had said that they overcharged this case. The judge essentially tossing out that highest murder one charge, which carried with it the possibility of life without parole. Now he's only looking at the murder two charge. The highest possibility there is 25 years to life with the possibility of parole. So the judge essentially saying that the conduct, while absolutely abhorrent, does not meet the statutory definition of terrorism, which requires an intention to coerce or intimidate or cause fear in the hearts of a civilian population.
But it did do that.
But yeah, it did seem to accomplish that terrible goal.
Well, so, that's debatable. The judge did not agree. This really streamlines their case. They only have to prove that he did it and that he intended to do it. Yeah. So we could see a much quicker case with a lot less evidence of the type of evidence that really inspired this, suspect to become a folklore.
Caroline, you do such a good job of helping us
Thank you very much.
all of this.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you.